We got Jack, Dakota, and we got Hogue. Tony, if you're out there somewhere, check your email, buddy. 'Cause we'd love to have
Mm.
you on. Dakota, how we doing today, sir?
Good. I'm money today in my live account, so I can't complain. And here we are into Tuesday morning's price action for fast markets.
Yeah, so far so good. Markets are definitely moving. There should be some good action for at least the first couple hours. We had Percent talking. He moved some things around. Probably some more people talking today, if I had to guess, because there's really no restriction on who and when these people can talk. But that's why we got Eddie to keep us posted in the background. In half an hour, we do have the U.S. JOLTS job openings and U.S. Consumer confidence at 9 o'clock. Is it
Yes.
wise for us to sit on our hands for the next half an hour while we wait for that news?
Definitely, Dobie. That is definitely a wise idea to wait. Wait, be
Cool.
patient. I mean, there's nothing against trading, but making sure that you are either flat or in a good position with a solid stop loss before going into a number.
Yep. It's a great plan. It is going to move the markets. Got some nice volume here on this last 3 minute candlestick that JD got me on. Substantial volume, much more than what we've seen recently being traded. Almost 6,000 traded on this 3 minute candle. Jack, I know you wanted to trade some bonds. Anything in the bond front going on?
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. So our producer
Oh,
Gabe, who's running the show right now, lost power, which means I had to go in there and get us started. So I'm getting things
oh, I'm sorry.
moving here. But yeah, I would love to trade bonds. I'd love to talk bonds. I'd love to look to see what the market's doing right now. Just give me
All right, I'm
one
back.
minute here, Dolby.
I'm
Gabe's
back,
back.
gents.
Thank
Oh,
Y'all can
Gabe's back. There
good
we
there he
go.
is.
lord.
I can jump out.
Hmm.
Okay, Jack Bonds is back. Oh,
All
you're
right,
muted
with
Whoosh.
again.
that,
Here we go. We're good?
Yep, yields are down in the morning. We're getting close to 4.2%. Kind of, I'll share this tab instead here. We'll go out to the day. We're kind of getting near a purple box here where we had some resistance a few times um, along the way. So I would be maybe looking to buy bonds, but a little bit lower than here. There's your bond report for
Okay.
now.
Where's here?
Oh, we're doing this in
Yup.
the 4.15 yield range. I'd have to see where that would be in the ZN.
Ah, perfect. That works. That works just fine. And chat, good morning. What are you working on today, chat? Is it risk management, taking better entries, maybe sitting on hands? There's something you're working on for today or this week, please drop it in there. We can all help each other get a little bit better. And maybe we can even talk about it on air. We got about 27 minutes until some big news coming. And of course, in TopStepX, got the little lightning bolt at the bottom. It's jolts and consumer confidence in about 27 minutes.
Yes, sir. Is that your screen, Dobie? You have a trend line, kind of how I do on the Nasdaq.
Oh, the higher low?
Yeah, those higher lows. I was looking for the
Yeah.
Nasdaq to come down a little bit more before this open, before maybe looking for a buying opportunity around those 19,350s. But we're early. We're only 4 minutes in.
There's a lot of time left. Ooh, chat, you're doing an excellent job putting in some good stuff here. Let's see what we got. Got some risk management, working on trying not to lose my VIP XFA. John Jones, let's go. Sitting on hands, working on passing 100K. Got some people waiting for news. Ooh, learning a new indicator. That sounds like fun. Japanese, learning the Heiken Ashi indicator. Let us know how it goes. A lot of risk management. And what else?
You
Practice,
know,
practice,
you
practice.
know what else, Dobie?
What up?
I
Go ahead.
gotta ask you this question:
Uh-oh.
100 men or one silverback gorilla, who wins?
Oh,
Oh, this has
gorilla
been the
all day.
talk of the town online.
It's not
You
even
should.
close. It's gorilla all day. Chat, please put in your answer as
Gorilla.
well. I say
It
gorilla.
depends. It depends. Just like in trading, it depends on so many scenarios. We talked. Me and Coach Jay talked about this for like 30 minutes last night during slow markets.
I
It
think
depends.
100
Gorilla.
men, but it's
And
not just 100 men you take off the street. They have to be resigned to their own death and working together. So I think
right.
if you just pluck 100 people out of chat, yeah, you're getting
No way.
ripped up by that gorilla. But 100
Yeah,
is
there's
a
Yeah.
no
lot.
way. the
Yeah, I
routing
think
after the first limb gets torn off.
after the
And
yeah, after the
Good.
first 10
so
are like
many
crippled
variables.
for
There's
life.
too many variables. Too many variables.
Um,
It's
Too
like
many
well, yeah,
variables.
yeah.
everyone talks about the mindset. Everyone talks about they'll be scared. Well, gorillas could get scared too. What's the situation? But you can't underestimate the power of a single human
Do
and the
gorillas
mindset and
get
what we've
scared?
been able to accomplish.
I'm assembling a team. Yeah, like 100 Dakotas or 100 me's. 100 people thinking together could definitely do it.
Yeah. What a 100
Guys,
shack.
we are still inside the first 1 minute bar in crude oil today. We've not stopped into a opening range trade yet. We are 36 minutes after the open. We're still inside the first 1 minute bar in crude.
Man. Why do you
Oh
think
man.
that is, Hope?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen this. I mean, we're 20 minutes from having the opening range as the initial balance. The first hour of the trade. This is
Crude, what are you doing
crazy.
over there? That's almost never happens. I don't think it ever has, to be honest, since you guys been trying to do that trade.
Just flatlining.
Yeah,
Is the
probably waiting for
volume?
news.
Well, we bounced off the 5500 SPX at the lows there off the open. And now, yeah, we've had relatively little news compared to the last couple of weeks, just a deluge, too much news, one might say. I think people are kind of sitting and waiting. We're in this limbo between terrible sediment data and hard data that is lagging and hasn't really caught up yet. We have earnings this week, but those are earnings for the quarter before Liberation Day, as we mentioned yesterday. So
Mhm.
I'll be looking at guidance.
Yes, Jack. I think you nailed that one. I think the earnings calls, guidance, and how they're viewing this upcoming 2 quarters is going to be probably the most important, rather than the hard numbers for the last quarter.
Yeah. Somebody said there's Chicago PMI. I don't see that. That's
I
tomorrow, I think.
don't see it either.
Yeah, that's
Schultz is
tomorrow.
going to be a big one today.
Mm-hmm.
And
We got
consumer
Trump,
confidence. That's the soft data.
and then
Yeah, those consumers are
Trump
doing.
speaks in Michigan after hours too.
There
He
will be
talks a
some
lot.
executive orders on the auto industry later today.
Okay. See how that goes. The executive order thing really hasn't moved the markets all that much the following day.
Well,
Any
no,
levels?
because
Yeah.
most of them are just like messaging more so. If he signed an
Mm.
executive order that said ES to 7,000, maybe we get somewhere, but not much at the moment.
I can only imagine what Tuckman would say if Trump signed that executive order to put the ES to 7,000. That'd be great. Wouldn't want to miss that one. Nice stair step in here in the Nasdaq. Wonder if we're going to get those lows, Dakota. You said we're at 19,300s approximately. I
Mid
think is what you're looking
300s,
at.
yeah, mid 300s. It's a zone. You could argue like 320 to 360, somewhere around there, just depending on how we get there, what it looks like. Maybe there's some opportunity to the bottom end, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
But
crude oil's intriguing, Hogue. It's not rollover. It's just
I
not
mean,
moving.
there's a session gap. You would think that there would be some sort of directional move coming, but it's just stuck.
it's funny too.
I
It's not
don't
even
think I've
range
ever
bound.
seen this.
We
Maybe
actually
on a
way down.
holiday, but this ain't.
Yeah.
This is not a holiday.
No, it's stuck at $61 a barrel.
Yeah. We did break the daily range in crude too, which I would say is around like, I don't know, 6180. And we're below it, and we still are not getting a ton of volatility, even though we're below the daily range. So it's actually kind of peculiar. And the 1 hour is just totally locked up. It's almost a 80-cent range on the 1 hour, even smaller on the 30-minute. Oh, well,
Hey,
keeping
Hogue.
that trade on though.
Hogue,
Keeping
We
it
got
on.
Hogue,
gold
JD here.
82% long here right now.
Mm.
70%,
JD.
6% in the money.
Ooh, nice. JD, what do you got?
Do we want to Do we want to continue working this opening range trade in crude oil right now, Hogue? I still have
I
it set up.
I don't think it's ever going to get filled.
we
All right.
Yeah.
we asked chat.
Why don't we pull it? You know, we
Pull
don't.
it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no direction. There's no nothing going on there.
Order has been canceled. All right, working nothing.
Working nothing.
No trades. No trades on. Took a couple haircuts on the gold. Pretty whippy. JD,
Oh.
is there a point in time where maybe you or Hogue start analyzing the opening range trade in gold and maybe start making adjustments? Is that in the future? Is it in the cards?
We were talking about it a little bit this morning during the opening
Mhm.
call.
Hmm.
We had a decent month trading it. There's still, another day left. Tomorrow is the last day of the month, so we've got one more day to trade it. But we're still up close to $3,000 on the month, just trading one lots on the opening range trade. So
Mhm.
right now
Between the-
we're in a "it ain't broke, don't fix it" type of mindset.
Nice.
But
It's
we'll see what happens
it's a
next
trade
month.
you
We'll
got
have a
to
larger.
a trade you got to take and not manage.
Mm-hmm.
Not
That's
overthink
it.
it.
If you lenny it, you leave a lot on the table sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like a kind of an interesting question. Is like, when do you start tweaking a system? Is it based on a data size, results? You know, like, what would you suggest, Dakota? When is the right time to start tweaking a system?
Statistics, man. Statistics.
Mm,
I think traders love to self-sabotage. They overanalyze and then they make adjustments way too fast. They trade for a day. If it doesn't work out, then they adjust. That's so wrong. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
anything in statistics. The bigger the sample set or bigger the sample size, the more accurate it would be. And I'll even argue you don't even need to make an adjustment until a full month worth of data, because you could, every single one of these days that we're trading, they're never identical. So you can't really judge a strategy, an indicator, a setup based
On
off
one
of a
day.
day, based off of a week. It needs to be at least a good month's worth of data before you
mm.
even consider making adjustments.
That is true. Yeah, because you don't want to get into like the carousel, the strategy carousel, where you're just flipping between strategies every like 3 days. Because then you have
No.
no data. All you have is
Yeah.
pain. Nice sell off in gold
Call,
here. If we
call
got
that
eyes on that.
strategy jumping.
Strategy jumping.
Guys,
Yep.
there was no rough night for Dakota. He has allergies this morning.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Oh,
fighting
I
through
haven't
that
been reading the
Benadryl.
chat. I have not been reading the chat. Is chat saying I had a rough night?
Yeah,
He's
they
saying
think
you
you were
looked
out
like you had one.
carousing.
We're out trying to fight gorillas, man.
Find him in Utah.
A rough night.
Get banned from the zoo.
Allergies have been kicking my butt. They have. I took allergy medicine before coming on there, and it's not kicked in yet.
Well, chat, we'll count down the minutes. You can maybe we'll do a poll in chat and see when do we think Dakota's allergy meds are going to kick in. See if we see a change in his behavior. He did take a Benadryl, questionable move, but apparently doesn't make everybody sleepy. That is
No,
right,
no.
Mark Kopke. It is Benadryl. That is what Dakota took. Maybe that'll be a quiz question one day. Gold is
Keep
off
the camera
10
on me. We'll
points.
see how I react to Benadryl.
Yeah, 10 points off the highs. If anyone was nabbing gold shorts, that's going pretty good. We haven't talked about Bitcoin in a while. That's trading back up to 95,600. So I think last time we were paying attention to it, we was trading around like 85,000. So we're up quite a bit. Dakota, do you follow the crypto stuff at all?
No, I don't pay too much attention to the cryptoverse. I'll take a look at Bitcoin every once in a while, but other than that, no, nope.
No.
It's never entered. Look at the chat. What kind of vault poll is that?
It's a great poll.
30 minutes is when it typically would. I'm putting
Did you
30
have
minutes.
breakfast this morning or no?
No, I did not.
15 minutes. Let's go, Dakota.
I'll have breakfast 16 hours after my last meal, so intermittent fasting.
Oh, nice.
Hitting the overnight VWAP in the ES right now. Still just drifting. We're kind of waiting for the jolts number at 9, I think, at this point.
5 minutes remaining.
Jack, do you have any levels in the ES that you're looking at? I know we do have jolts coming up, but anything on your radar?
Yeah. 1 second. Kind of where it bounced right here. That'd be 5,500 in the SPX. Could get acceleration below that if we can get through there and keep that as sort of our high point. We're above. Let me go out to like an hour here. We're above the tweet spike. Sorry, the pause. We're above, I believe. It's hard to see on this. Where's Liberation Day? I think it's right here. So right now we're just below the close of that day. I have two small bars at the moment. No, right here. So we are right now right at about what the lows were of the Liberation Day announcement and where it rallied
Mm.
to overnight. So I guess right around here at 55.66 or so would be an important level.
Is that Liberation Day high?
No, the lows. I mean, everything
This
changed.
is
That
the low.
announcement
Okay.
came at the market close, or at least when we closed. The futures were still open.
Nice.
Man, Nasdaq's pushing higher. We've almost retraced all those losses from overnight. I mean, that's 100+ point bounce already going into that number. Buy the dip. Buy the dip back on. Seems like is the game for the past week.
Well, it seems like the tariff news has kind of chilled out a little bit because it went from hiking, and now he's starting to pull back a little bit. Maybe it's all part of the game. Nobody knows. But as long as there's no bad news, I mean, indices typically bid. So, Dakota, maybe we are back in that environment. Maybe we are. That would be nice because those are fun environments to trade where you have very little worry of big pullbacks at Nasdaq. You can just buy pullbacks. It's amazing. Nice
I mean,
push
this
here.
week, right? We've had these
Yeah.
dips. Each one of them have been beautiful buying opportunities. Just buy it. I mean, we seen it yesterday during Power Hour. Like that was one heck of a rally to end the day. And I mean, we're seeing it now. If
1 minute
you
opening
are
range
putting
is the dead ass low in the S&Ps. It did look
Ooh.
below it in the Nasdaq, but
What's that mean?
quite often a trend day will begin with an opening range at one extreme or the other.
So if it touches lows, so then it would be bullish. Touches highs, it would be bearish.
What do you mean,
Or vice
Dolby?
versa. Well, you're saying that if it opens, if it opens at the opening range low and then bids higher, that means it's only touched one extreme, right? So that would be a trend day to the upside.
It's generally speaking, a trend day will usually end up with the opening range at one extreme or the other, or very close to it. But I don't see this turning into a huge trend day to the upside without some sort of news or impetus. I mean, especially looking at the Nasdaq. We're in the range from yesterday. It was a double distribution trend day that got recovery through the session yesterday. We opened in the middle of it, so we're testing the upper distribution now. We've got the weekly kickoff high, which yesterday was tested, overnight was tested twice. I think we're gonna have to push either above that or push back from it to see longer time frame traders come into this market. I think we're still pretty much in retail or short time frame zone here.
And Hogue, the reason I tend to agree with you is right now I'm sharing like the SPX, which takes out some of the premium decay in the futures, right? So if we look here on here's April 1st. So if we got up to 55.96, which is like, let's call it 56.15 in the futures, that would bring us to break even for the whole month of April. And then the close on Liberation Day was would equal about 5,600 in ES. Okay, so if we get the 5,600
Order
ES,
filled.
say we really start going, I'll share this tab instead. That would mean we're basically in the same place that we were since the tariff announcements. Now there was the pause, but we certainly did not eliminate all the tariffs.
Order filled.
The tariffs are still probably worse than what the base case scenario was then.
Right.
So I think to get above there, we would need some news.
Yeah, we got.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a gap, basically from that tariff era, a session gap that it goes from 55.40 half up to 56.11 quarter, with 56.10 as the weekly kickoff high. We need to close that gap and see if there's any business to do above that before we're going to break out of this.
Today feels pretty bullish so
The
far.
S&Ps have been losing open interest for 5 straight sessions.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Care to explain to
Retail,
the people what that means?
yeah, it's if you look at the daily chart, let me get that up here briefly. So 5 straight days of losses in open interest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up days. Shorts covering.
Mhm.
Weaker hands, shorts covering. There's been very little, I don't think, and I don't see it because of the loss in open interest, especially in the S&Ps, that we've been seeing longer time frame buyers in this. I think this move to the upside has all been weaker hands, shorter time frame, retail type traders. And they're not, they're if that's the case, then they're just getting out of longs, evening inventory. They can come back in and continue to buy this thing, but we're at such a critical area here when the whole tariff thing started. Where, I mean, we're right back to the top of that, and everybody's waiting for new information. Huge earnings tomorrow and Thursday. FOMC on Wednesday, next Wednesday. Um, I don't see that right now that the longer time frame is really that involved in these markets, uh, because they're probably hedged, just waiting for the next shoe to drop or for something good to happen where they can then adjust inventories.
What was the critical level that you had, Hogue, on your chart? What's the price for that in the ES?
Well, I mean, you've got the tariff recovery, that kind of puts in a high here in the S&Ps at 55.20. Um, Really, I think the critical area is the gap above here. Okay, now we've been pressing into the gap and putting in higher highs. I think this 56.10 is really critical, but anything in the zone in this gap is going to be somewhat, pivotal. And it's a big zone. It's a big gap. It's 55.40 up to 56.10. So we're looking at 71
Nice.
points. And it's a lot of space to get chopped up in. Just with all the uncertainties out there, I think the market has recovered very well. I mean, you look at the monthly. Look at this. Huh. That's excess
Oh,
low,
oh,
folks. That is an excess low on the monthly chart. Very
look
good
at that tail.
recovery. Yeah. Yeah. And then, in the NASDAQ, I think we're a lot closer to that important inflection level with that weekly kickoff high, 19,612. Looked at it yesterday, rejected. Looked at it last night. Looked at it last night again. Overnight inventory was relatively flat, so it's not like we had a big overnight inventory in short time frame. We need something to change. We need new information, and there's plenty of it coming at us. Try and stay patient.
Yeah, nice
I did get
analysis, Hogue.
a little news off the wire there that China had waived
Yeah.
tariffs on
Okay.
ethane.
Shout out to
There's
ethane.
something there.
About 6 minutes till
I was
some
going to jump in
news.
with that. Yeah. Yeah. About
My goodness.
yes, as Jack was saying, China waives tariffs on U.S. ethane imports. China has waived 125% tariff on the imports imposed earlier this month. The move will relieve pressure on the Chinese firm that imports U.S. ethane and petrochemical production, while providing a market for natural gas liquid, a byproduct of the U.S. shale gas production.
Order filled.
Wire. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Eddie, for that. That is awesome.
5 minutes.
About
Wow.
5-6 minutes. In the meantime, Dakota, yesterday and even on Twitter, we were some traders were talking about how hard Nasdaq was to trade yesterday, and I made a point yesterday. I was like, the 30-minute candle yesterday down covered a lot of space. And the 30-minute candles on the way up to cover the gap down took like 3 30-minute candlesticks to cover the exact same. So it kind of gets to the point of like, fast moves, or sorry, failed moves come fast moves, or elevator down, stairs up. Any advice to trading those slow grinding uptrends? Because it's not an
Yeah,
easy
I
trade.
think we're always going to see Twitters complaining about how difficult trading is. That's the reality of it. With a high
Mhm.
percentage of traders failing, I think it's just adjusting to these different market environments, right? We were in one market where everything was selling, selling, selling. The past week or so, it's been buy the dip. I mean, you remember, oh, during the summer, it was kind of the same, where this market would just grind higher, and
Order
yeah, it
filled.
wasn't too extreme when it comes to trading. Obviously, it depends on every individual's process, how they trade it.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had that big breakdown and that sell off in the morning, and then it basically reversed around noon, and we had that big rally. But everyone's been kind of under the idea, just hey, we have a pullback, sell it. We have a pullback, sell
Yep.
it. We were trending a downtrending day. We've been getting a lot of, what were we saying? Every single day was plus or minus 2%. And it
Hmm.
was just insane. And now we're seeing regular days where Nasdaq is not going plus or minus 2%, and it's tripping a lot of people up. So this is a normal market condition now that we're not seeing 2% in either direction. We're actually seeing, 0.5% days, 1%
Yep.
up or down. This morning we were down 0.5%. We're right back at basically settlement, and it's not a dramatic trending day. Traders need to adjust. That's
Dan
basically it.
Emmons said exactly what I was about to point out. VIX is at 25. Calls
Mm.
are cheaper.
Calls are cheaper.
VIX is at 25. Good call, Dan Emmons.
Hey, got about 3
So,
minutes here on our numbers. Just a heads up.
oh, looking forward to the numbers coming out. Hopefully, this market can open up a little bit, start getting some trades in here, maybe some more definition in the markets.
Below
As of right now, kind of
4.2.
derivative. Ooh, what do you got?
Below 4.2 in the 10-year yield.
Okay. And that is bullish for equities, right?
It depends on why it's going down.
Oh, it depends, like everything in
Yeah,
trading.
economist answer, it depends, but that's the
Yeah,
lowest we've been since April 8th.
since April 8th. Okay. Okay, cool. That is good, I guess. It depends, really. As Jack said, it depends. The economist answer.
It is good, but it
But,
depends on why it's going down. I mean, like
mm,
rates went down a lot during the COVID panic too. Um,
okay. Context
so
is important.
context.
Who sold some
In this case,
puts?
I would say it is good because we were worried about rising rates being a drag.
Everyone
Yeah.
who sold puts in
Okay.
April is probably very happy.
Yeah, no kidding. For all
I wish they had
those,
just bought the stock.
probably that too. What's chat up to? Oh, chat's doing good. Chat's hanging out with us. 5,000. Oh, we have to cover some stuff actually. I was
60 seconds.
misbehaving here. So we do have, what do we have? A minute? I can get through this in a minute. Okay, hashtag fast markets, hashtag power hour. Follow us on Twitter at TopStepTV. And please, please, please submit your trader wins, battle station pictures,
Order filled.
dashboards, whatever you got. You can send it to us at TopStepTV, hashtag power hour or hashtag fast markets, and we will share it at the end of the day. You can join the Hall of Fame of memesters such as Lost Trader and Carl Hungus, who are expert meme creators. Get your
30
face,
seconds.
get your face on the Mount Rushmore of meme legends at TopStep. At TopStep TV, hashtag Power Hour, hashtag Fast Markets.
10 seconds.
You have
Andre and
10
MP are filming something today with James.
Yes, they are. That is
Mm.
why they are out. Andre is not getting
Order
He's
filled.
actually working outside of his house today.
All right, job openings. You're looking at 7.5, prior 7.5.
Woo.
Consumer coming in here. Coming in at job openings 7.192, 7,190. Confidence, they were looking at 88, lower than expected at 86. we got here so far. Coming up here later in the day here, that should be it here. Thank you guys.
Eddie, thank you so much for the news.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of wiggle on the market here. It's but still in range. Still in range. Chat, do you like trading slow uptrending days? If so, how do you trade them? I think it's pretty tricky. We're gonna wait here for this news to kind of digest. Folks,
Yeah, those
any
numbers look great.
immediate? Oh, what do you got? Jack.
It's just saying consumer confidence low. They did adjust the previous up one point. Came out lower than expected. Lack of confidence. The job opens labor turnover survey is lower than expected. They did adjust the previous number a little bit lower. I don't know, Jack. If you can put on your economist hat and say maybe about what do you think about this JOLTS number? Is this not good, or is it slowing?
Well, I mean, the number shows it's definitely slowing. I mean, coming in below expectations, given what we'd be expecting around. Once again, this data is still lagging, though. Is any the hard data is going to be more important in when we see the May numbers, especially in the June.
It should increase the probability of a rate decrease, right? Has that change?
Let me take a look. I don't know how quickly they update the Fed Watch tool. I
Because
mean,
that
we're
should
still,
increase probability of a cut.
but it's highly unlikely we get a cut on May 7th. 93% no cut. If I can compare here. Still majority, maybe 60% for a quarter point cut at the June 18th meeting. But no changes so far. If you want to see what the changes look like, you could look at the short term bonds. Let me see if I have a ZT.
Yes, it's data as of 8:52, so we still got some time. We'll see if it changes.
Nasdaq attempting to go for pit session highs. We can get over those 546s. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. You know what that means? Pop quiz, chats. Here is the question. We'll give you a minute to run to your keyboards. What two products are traded during opening call? First person to answer the question wins. What two products are traded during the opening call? Assuming someone is going to get the answer quickly there.
Senna got it.
Senna, you've already won once, so
Senna Cove.
Senna, he already won. I know that because I'm in the email. I'm in the inbox.
Pug Traveler, then.
It's Pug Traveler. Congratulations to Pug Traveler. Also, congratulations to Senna for your attentiveness and dedication to Top Step TV. That is pretty impressive that you actually got two of those in a row. That's a lot of people there you're competing against. And we will be getting emails out to everybody. Apologize for the delay. We're just working out some details, but we are getting that organized. And then all we need you to do. Oh, yeah, Cooney's got it. Cool. We're good. That was it. Thank you for playing.
By the
Coda,
way,
any-
I just liked the broadcast right now. Be sure to like and subscribe. We're almost to 160K followers.
Man, we got there fast. We got there really fast. Oh, man, we got tip of the week, too. Ready for tip of the week back there? If you're not, it's okay. We can move on.
Oh, the week.
Hey.
Goodness. I'm ready.
Got Eddie. I'm ready.
You ready?
You ready? They're ready. Let's do it.
There we go. Master your stop losses. All right. In trading, remember, mastering your stop losses, it's not just a good idea. It's complete survival. Stop loss protects traders from damaging when a trade goes against them. Remember, protect your capital. That's the number one tool for staying in the markets. Remove emotional decision making. This way, there's no panic exits. Create discipline, because what that's going to do, that's going to sharpen good trading habits. And last one I've got here is define risk before entering a trade. Figure out what your risk is. All right. Don't throw a trade on and just hope for the best, because that's the worst. And that's what I've got. Back to you, Dolby time.
Thank you so much, Eddie. You must be the lucky charm because Nasdaq is on the move. New pit session high is 19,570 and trending higher. Dakota,
Man, I'm just chilling here, Dobie.
chilling.
I'm
Okay.
enjoying this. There's no trades for me. This market's not the best right now. We went down just over 0.5%. We're up, you know, testing overnight highs now. I could see this market continuing to test over 600s. I mean, this is now looking like bad news is good news, right? Less jobs. Maybe market's taking this as a positive, giving the Fed an excuse to cut rates. I don't know. We trade the price that's in front of us. We're getting a nice rally. I could see this market, testing these highs and maybe even breaking out. But no great setups for me. I mean, you called it, Hoke. Opening range at the low of the day, and we're up technically. I mean, what is this? How big of a rally is this? 1%. I mean, we're up 1% from those lows. If you were brave enough to buy the dip, question is, where do you buy it? And so far, it's been pretty dang bullish for me.
Well,
I,
we've
I'm not
officially
seeing any.
closed the liberation gap in the futures, at least. In the spot market, we probably need
Oh,
about
yeah.
10 more points in the ES, but that means we're the
Order
highest we've been
filled.
since April 2nd. As
Let's
we mentioned yesterday, this is the
go.
biggest 1 month turnaround in the S&P 500.
Huge.
Huge turnaround. Oh, yes.
Speaking of a
Ever-
turnaround, this
ever
gold
occurred?
is just 180'd.
Oh, really?
Very heavy in the gold here. Right now, we're only 46% long. We were in the 80s a little earlier, so big change of direction there in the gold.
Yeah, gold trading 33.12 and, getting lower. What about copper? Copper's starting to head down too. Is it all the metals?
There's
Yep. Platinum trading
There's a
986
short
as well.
opportunity right here, right now in gold.
Okay. Let's take a look. What are you seeing in gold that would indicate a short opportunity?
It'd be a breakdown. It'd be a breakdown of this 33.10, 33.9 now. So I do see the gold returning back down to test 3,300 even, maybe even these 32.80s. So I do see an opportunity to short gold at this level. Or a
Yeah, it's coming
breakdown.
into a gap.
So Dakota, how do you trade that? I know you have a couple setups in your toolbox. What is your setup for a breakout trade?
I would go over and click the sell market button right now.
Nice
Is
to
the
hear
way
that,
that I would
chat.
trade trade this particular setup, right? Because I mean, we had that nice rally up to what 33.23, and there was a 3-bar reversal right there where we have a sell off, we have a bit of a pullback, and now looking for that continuation. That continuation would be maybe a breakdown below this key level. There's 33.09, and so yeah, I would get in at market, or here's another one. Use a stop order. Stop orders don't get enough love sometimes, where we could come
For
in and we
entries,
could
you're
put
right.
a
Order filled.
sell stop. And now this isn't like a stop loss. It acts very similar to a stop loss, right? But it's actually getting you in instead of getting you out. So think of it as a stop loss order, but instead of closing your position, you're getting into a new position. So essentially what this is saying is, at 33.09, if the market does get down to 33.09, it will trigger me into a short. I'll then be short at 33.09, or maybe even a worse position because it's a market order. You get what next available price, and look for this market to break down. I do like a short
Order
up here
filled.
because you get a little bit better of a risk reward.
Mhm.
My stop loss would be the opposite side of this. Either it's consolidation, either having it up to 33, 32.7, somewhere up above that previous pivot, or even a little bit tighter one, maybe around 33.24, maybe above that pivot. So that's the way I'm seeing this gold trade right now. But
Yeah.
ugh, shorting
Dakota,
gold,
we've
Yeah.
traded both sides of the initial balance, and that has a tendency to keep the market a little bit range bound. I would look to see if we saw some momentum below that 3309 to try and get in, but I'm not doing it now.
yeah. Who shorts gold anyway, Hogue?
Yeah, right.
That's been nothing.
I could
Right.
see a little longer term, like short trade in the ES if we kind of tapped on closing that gap back to when we started selling off after the tariff announcements. And if they're not able to take it and sustain it, maybe we sell off a little bit.
Ooh, I like that idea. It could be a cheap short opportunity there. Around that 55.66s. So a lot of room to the upside. So that might be a nice one. And that would just make ES even more range bound too. If it did
Getting
end up
more
selling off.
expensive.
Yep. Dakota, how do you manage your risk when you are in a breakout trade? Is it time stopped? Vibes? How do
You
you
could do
play it?
both. Not
Both.
vibes, Toby. Technicals, right? You get in for a
Oh my
technical
God.
reason, you get out for a
I
technical
didn't
reason.
freaking
For
see that.
breakout trades, it's okay to use time stops because typically if we break out, you want it to have that momentum, like Hogue said. It's like, yeah, we need to go. If we don't go now,
I
then
didn't
the
see that.
probability of a breakout continues to decrease. And then at some point, make sure you're able to measure it, close it out. Because if when you go back and review the data, like we were talking about earlier,
Order
one of the
filled.
better off
I didn't see
and
that.
being
I
able to make
was
good,
freaking
educated
low.
decisions about making adjustments to your process or your strategy is exactly that. If you just are getting out
My
because you
bad.
feel like it, eh, you can't measure that. Like, how do you measure success based
Very
off of feelings? How's the you're going to go to the risk
Short
management?
one ES, by the way.
Oh, let's go.
61.
There we go. There we go.
61?
But
Nice. Okay.
Risking 375. Let's see if we can test that.
Can I get a price and size and what MES?
5661
Sorry.
one ES.
I swear to God, I know I
55.61
press all this shit.
1 ES to the short side.
Oh, man.
Love it. Jack is first one to dip his toe in the water in these markets. That's just not
I think we
technically
could go
true.
right back to settlement. Well, we are almost back to settlement in the Nasdaq.
Hey, while we got a minute here, I just want to say good morning to Deanna, who's in the chat, and Dawn Freeman. It's it's her Dawn's birthday today.
Happy birthday!
So happy birthday to you, Dawn. And thanks for being with us, Dawn. Have a great day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Eddie. Speaking of shout outs, shout out to Tony. His little ones are ill, which is why he is not here. So everyone send your thoughts and prayers and wishes to Tony S. and his children for a speedy recovery. Probably not very fun having sick kiddos.
Ugh. Yes.
Definitely not.
Well, let's see. Stuck in the
So
range
yeah,
here.
that was it. That summarized what I was just saying, Dobie. Just you have to have a reason. What gets
Mhm.
measured gets improved, and if you can't measure it, even if it's a time stop, you say 3 minutes, then it's 3 minutes. You can measure that.
I had to ask, Dakota. I had to ask. Because you also have very good intuition as well. You have like incredible intuition, but maybe your intuition is
1,000
based
lot.
off the stats.
There's a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
discrepancy that the market requires sometimes.
Yeah, good
Crude,
call.
70% short here.
Okay. A thousand lot? Oh yeah, it's still there. 1,000 lot trading at 55.65 in the ES. 1,000 lot offered. Add that to the chart. Nice eye on that.
Crude oil was inside that first minute bar for 49 minutes.
Are you paper trading this one, Hogue? I know you pulled the
No.
orders on it. Okay. Not even keeping an eye on it.
I mean, we could see we'd be short right now at, let's see, 60, 77.
Oof. Okay. Well, I'll make a note of it.
But it's just not moving. It's not doing anything.
No, it's not. Not at all. We'll keep an eye on it. Do some
It's
hindsight
down
capital on that
2%.
trade.
Yeah, well, you want to know what happens next time? It takes 50 minutes to leave the first minute bar, right?
Oh man. All right. Well, hanging in there in this short. 55.61. Pretty good entry.
Value
Yeah,
high.
first time I played, I should have got in a little bit earlier.
It's a good
Right now we're
range trade.
risking 350. Let's see what happens.
It makes sense. Totally makes sense.
I heard there was a big order that came in at the end of the day during Power Hour on, was it the Nasdaq? Like 1,000
Nasdaq.
contracts.
Jay was talking about that.
Speaking of opening range trades, is JD. JD, come to the set, please. JD, come to the set. We have a call time, 9:15. Ooh, let's go.
Nice
Yes,
trade.
Jack.
Look
Let's
at this
go.
market.
Hell yeah.
Should do the Hugart and add if we really believe in this.
Do you believe, Jack? I gotta say, adding to positions is fun, but it is stressful. It's definitely.
I'll wait till we get to another level.
3-bar reversal on the Nasdaq, 5 minute. It's an ugly one, but it is one.
It's an ugly one.
What's an ugly one?
Yeah, what's an ugly 3-bar reversal?
My chart, I'll show you. This is an ugly 3-bar reversal. It's just it's there's nothing good for me to continue this conversation.
Not a clean one.
Whoa,
And tape bomb.
Hello.
Tape bomb. What was that all about?
Tape bomb.
Hello. Who's chatting? I was just gonna say it might be easier to average into a ES trade, and then we just jumped 10 points in a second. So I'm gonna rescind that. I thought maybe it'd be easier, but here we go. Chat, hope you didn't get stopped out on that one.
What was that all about?
That's vicious too. That's a let me go grab your stops in the 60s and head back lower kind of move right there. That is brutal. Oh, we do got JD. JD's in the back. He's on side stage left. Can bring JD in here for some stats, and then do you want to do news right after that, Jack, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, we'll see what's happening with this trade. I still don't know what happened there exactly.
Let's do JD with some stats, and we'll chat for a bit, and then play out this trade, and then maybe do some news after that.
Oh, I'm on there. Look at that.
Are you?
I'm in.
Hey.
I think I took your spot. I took your spot, Dolby.
That's fine.
Take a break. I'll be done in a minute.
Oh yeah, your thing.
All right, guys. Let's take a look at our top 5 live funded P&Ls from yesterday. It was a little busy in the background here this morning, so we did have an anonymous hamster that should be in second place, but it was super short notice. I just put this together a minute ago, and I didn't have time to reach out to our anonymous hamster and bring him in for a phone call. So we just skipped him today. Maybe we'll circle back tomorrow and try and get him on. But here are your top 5 live funded P&Ls from yesterday. We got Cryptos KJ, number 1 on the big board. Picked up $24,466 yesterday trading the Nasdaq. Nice job, Kevin. I'm sorry, Cryptos KJ. We got Dewan next. 8,500 trading the Nasdaq. Johnny D, not this Johnny D, but 6191 trading the Nasdaq also. Shane M, $6,126 trading the Nasdaq. And then Arslan trading the micro Nasdaq and the mini Nasdaq. $510 trading the micros, and just about 4,300 trading the minis. 4,808 total dollars for Arslan yesterday. So yeah, nicely done to these live funded traders pulling real money out of the real live markets.
Great work.
Here are some more.
AJ is on Twitter, and he puts out some pretty interesting, great reads.
Oh, I'll have to check him out. I haven't followed him yet. I know he's on there.
You should. Yeah, you
I know
should.
he tags us quite a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Payouts. We had some big payouts yesterday, guys. Check these out. John P, $70,000.
Wow.
Wait, 31.5 Nato trades. We've been seeing Nato trades quite a bit on our P&L list, payout list, and on the big board. Nato trades, $31,079 payout yesterday. George T, another common name here on our P&L list and our payouts list. Another $22,000 into George T's pocket. And Ivan E, just about 13 grand. That is a great way to start the week. Lining the pockets with some hard-earned trading cash taken out of the live markets. Nice job to these live funded traders. Pro ball stuff.
Beautiful thing. Jack, you're going to like this one. That Fed watch tool, the chance of a rate cut actually decreased. The probabilities decreased.
Ooh. That's nice.
So maybe we start to get some selling pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, your trade's gonna like that. I'm glad you didn't get stopped out, Jack.
Well, I took it off for a little bit, then got a worse entry. So we're not as sitting as pretty as we would be, but we're good now. We're still short one ES.
And
What made you get out of it?
there's selling pressure.
I couldn't tell what that tape bomb was, and it was rising rather rapidly, so I didn't want to take a full loss. But
cool. Hey, you got back in
There you
though.
go.
Nothing wrong with that.
What's your
Yeah,
entry
pretty
price,
short.
Jack? Now
the new entry is like 53.
I'm actually kind of curious. Chat, how often do you get into a trade, flatten it, and then get back in the exact same trade concept? Is it in your trading plan to be able to do that? Because sometimes if you do it and then it's back-to-back losses, it feels kind of icky. But if you do have the conviction, it can really pay off sometimes. So it's an interesting situation traders can put themselves in. In Jack's case, it worked out very well. Didn't like the vibes, but then the vibe shifted and hopped back in.
Feels silly.
Feels silly. That's funny. Let's see. Let's see what chat says here. Oh, Nexus trades are the exact same thing all the damn time. I think a lot of people do it. Depends, of course. That's the Dakota answer. It always depends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dakota is patient. Dakota's not going to go on tilt and just place trades willy-nilly.
This price action's been a mess.
Yeah. Very range
Been a
bound.
mess. Yeah. Yes, sir. We're only an hour in. We're still not even a full hour in, actually. So
yep.
There's so much time.
Váyase
There's a lot of traders who don't even trade the first hour. I don't think I did when I was doing combines back in the day because it was just such a chop fest, and it sucks. You know, spending all your ammo on crappy market conditions, only to look at the charts, hour later, 2 hours later, and be like, oh, hey, there's a perfect setup that I can't afford to trade. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of people do that, which is hop in and out if they don't like it. That's cool.
Yeah. Am I feeling better? I'm feeling a lot better now.
Oh, good.
Nice.
So is half an hour the right answer for you for the Benadryl, or is it closer to like 45 minutes?
It's been closer to about 40 minutes.
Well, congratulations to all those who predicted Dakota's pill digestion time.
We're taking medicine on air and seeing how long it'll take to kick in.
always a treat.
Yeah, we could do that with other things too, and see how long we last. That'd be a fun Friday segment.
We're back to 50-50 in the tilt.
Yeah,
nice
the trade's looking great. This looks really good.
Slow market.
You're looking a lot better than Prasant handed. But
I mean, Liberation Day low is top of the range, and you got pretty damn close to short and top of range. I mean, you're only about like maybe 10 points away, 5 to 10 points away. From
another if we break the lows.
Oh, let's go.
But that's getting ahead of myself. That would be a very nice place to be in.
Did you used to do that stuff when you were trading bonds? Might not even be remotely accurate. But
no, we were trading spreads.
Yeah.
Did I ever size up on a win? Like we were mostly fading because we were doing like butterfly spreads. but
Mm,
occasionally you would take contrarian views.
okay. Nice. I didn't know. I
Gobi,
don't know anything about bounds. What's up?
you were talking about not trading the first hour,
Mhm.
and when I started learning the profile like in the pit, that was one of the first things I did. I just stopped trading the first hour because I wanted the reference of the initial balance.
Yeah, that makes
Mm.
sense.
It's not a bad idea. You're gonna miss some, maybe some trending on a trending day, but it's at least you get those reference levels. You get something to look at.
Yeah.
All right,
It
I
it
took it
gives you
off for
something.
now. We're
Okay.
up 560. I'm gonna see if we get a little pullback.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Jack's in the zone right now. Still no trades from Dakota.
Nope.
Nothing from Hogue.
No.
Hogue, if you like anything, feel free. Throw in some micros. Dip your toe in the
Yeah.
water. Water's warm.
Feel
A
free.
couple opportunities while I was busy yapping, and I did like that. I liked the long and the low and gold there when Dakota was talking about breaking out to the downside. So I didn't take
Yeah,
it.
we've bounced right up
Oh,
to those
Yeah, we did.
322s, 320s.
got
That was a nice opportunity down there.
chat. Do you want to see Hogue trade more? If yes, put a H into chat. So, Anne Marie, you back
Down
in
for-
town? I think Anne Marie might be back. Welcome back, Anne Marie.
Yes.
You want to see Hogue take more
Oh.
trades? Put a H in chat. Oh, sorry, Hogue.
That's all right.
H.
all right.
H is for Hogue.
Roger. My pleasure. My pleasure.
You are peer
Congratulations.
pressuring bad
Passing the
habits to
combine.
force trade.
I'm not forcing a trade. I'm just saying if he wants to take a trade, he can take one. The door is open.
Yeah, I'm still liking the short. It's one of those things you get in your own head where I think I'd still be holding it if I hadn't lost 10 points getting back into it. Didn't want to test my luck.
Where'd you get out of that, Jack?
42.
That's still a really good trade, though.
Hey,
Very
Noah,
nice trade.
Noah sees 1,000 lot at 55.65 in the ES.
1,000 lots.
Yeah, it's been there for a
1100.
while.
Yeah.
Jack, what's your P&L on that trade?
557.
Nice. This thing's getting heavy. There's some smaller size down at like, oh, they're moving it around. It's like
Crude
200
finally on the
contracts. What's crude doing? Oh, that opening range trade would have worked out. It just would have taken
Yep.
a lot of patience.
Yep.
A whole lot of patience.
You're just about at 1-to-1 almost right now.
One to one, yeah. I feel like the opening range trade gets 1-to-1 pretty frequently. I wonder.
Order filled.
What is it? MFE, maximum favorable excursion. Is that what
Excursion.
it is? Excursion, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of curious to see what the stats would be on that. Coach Hoop says crude is breaking. Tribe, how do you use market profile in TopStepX? Unfortunately, market profile is not in TopStepX quite yet. However, you can use the volume profile, which I have up currently. It is set as the visible profile range, and that will get you pretty damn close to market profile. Not
Way to
quite.
go, Sam.
Yeah, there goes crude.
Ooh.
Opening range worked. It was a weird one.
It took forever, but that is tricky. You know, we didn't typically we're used to getting filled almost immediately on the opening.
Order
range trade, and
filled.
You don't get filled for a while, and it's like, oh, what's this weird scenario? But it would have worked regardless. Just look at the numbers. Was that a Lenny trade, Hogue, or no? Was that just like a discretion? Are there rules on the opening range trade and like when it's supposed to get filled or not?
I'm not a
Can
open
you
range trader.
hear me,
I
Hogue?
know.
I think Hogue's taking a
I
break.
don't know. Hogue dips.
That's all right.
So yeah.
That's all right.
Well, if Hogue's gone,
It was a good call. Definitely a good call though.
yeah.
Let's do
You
some
want to do some
news
news,
while Hoagie's
Jack?
gone. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
Looking forward to it.
Hey guys, did you hear? The U.S. boosted its net quarterly borrowing estimate to 514 bill dogs, increase of 320% from its previous estimate. So a lot of borrowing going on at higher rates. It's replacing stuff that rolls off at lower rates. So a lot of interest payments coming down the pipe. About the time I should remind MP, I'm going to clip the clip, but the day after the election, I wanted to make a bet with MP whether or not Elon Musk would really cut $2 trillion from the federal budget. And I think it's safe to say that I have won that bet at this point.
Nice.
I wanted to bet 10,000. He said $1, but I will take that dollar. Next, I want to show you something interesting that I saw. Question from Wall Street Bets, but I looked at the charts myself. So in real terms, like if we look, this is a chart of the Nasdaq, but it's in euro. And what this is showing is that we actually did draw down 30% in the Nasdaq in terms counting currency, which is the same if we show the next image of the entire drawdown from 2022, where we also lost 30% in terms of the euro in the Nasdaq. So that's something that I hadn't really thought about with the depreciating currency combined with the market moves. See why maybe the foreigners were inclined to sell quite a bit because they're getting hosed on both sides of that trade. But that makes me think more maybe it could be a bottom. And lastly,